1990, Lori Strong, and in 1994 at Victoria, this woman, Stella Ume.
The whole world.
Schlegel.
In this case, the numbers add up. The sum equals Stella. 4 event finals. 4 more chances to shine. If the recent past foreshadows the future, watch out. 4 more moments. About 4 minutes of work. Not a foregone conclusion, but a decent chance that Canada's all-around champion can complete the sweep. The final day, the final 4 events in artistic gymnastics from Memorial Arena in downtown Victoria. Today, a Canadian champion has a chance to leave her mark. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Memorial Arena. Scott Russell, joined by Alfie Schlegel. This is Stella's story, Alfie, and this will be the final chapter.
Well, 4 years ago, Lori Strong won 4 gold medals for Canada in Auckland. Stella could very well surpass that record. She's in all 4 event finals, could do it, and wouldn't that be a sweet way to leave this international stage?
As you say, Alfie, Stella Ume has qualified for all 4 event finals, and in so doing, she qualified first in 3. Great story. We'll see how it develops at Memorial Arena.
All right, Scott, gymnastics coming up.
And Alfie Schlegel reached new heights as gymnastics debuted at the Commonwealth Games, capturing all-round and team gold.
Tell you what, folks, that face really hasn't changed all that much. The Elfmeister, as we call her, Alfie Schlegel, standing by out of gymnastics with Scott Russell. Alfie will join me later tonight here in the studio. Speaking of gymnastics, during our coverage, we've been introducing you to members of what we call Club Victoria. We introduce you to a member of that club, a true international star in gymnastics.
It's always a really tough competition. I mean, worlds and everything, you know who the powerhouses are, and you know, you just go out there and do your job. But at Commonwealth Games, it's just like, everybody's out to get each other. We're all nice and we're all buddies and everything, but it's just when we get out on that floor, it's like my routine is just, my routine's gonna be your routine.
It's hard to tell here, but Stella was a rambunctious child, never standing still. Before she wrecked the house, her mother had her in the gym. The result eventually led to Auckland.
I couldn't compare it to anything because this was my first experience. I went out there, I competed, and it got really exciting when it was all over. And then it hit me. Oh my goodness, you know, in that Commonwealth Games. The thing that excites me about gymnastics is the fact that it's a challenge, and it makes me stay determined, have a little determination and some drive, maintain some drive in my personality, because I'm always striving to do something more, or I hit what I'm trying to do. You know, you're always grinding your teeth. You get a little frustrated, but then when you get it, when you get that move, you feel like you've accomplished something. Some people are driven by I want to win, I want to win, I want to prove to everybody that I can do this. I'm just in there trying to go beyond my potential, trying to go that extra step for no apparent reason. I don't really need any personal gain, because if I accomplish a move or I accomplish something, that's personal gain enough for me. I've been brought up in a household that doesn't thrive on winning, and it's not, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's just, you know, you go out there and you have fun, and if you're enjoying yourself, everybody else is enjoying what you're giving to them.
Still in the family, Stella's sister Stacy does her choreography. They work as one.
My sister and I work perfectly together because we're always on the same wavelength. She's really good to work with, and she's a very, very good choreographer.
The competitive life is all but over for Stella. This will be her last international competition. Too soon maybe, but that's the fate of the gymnast. There is ample evidence, however, that Stella will make her mark another way, not too far in the future.
The hardest thing is to know when to stop. I don't want to push myself to the point where I've pushed too much. For one thing, my body will seriously disagree with me. And for another thing, I've accomplished so much. I've done more than I came to do. I came to have a good time, you know, and I've done all this, but gotta know when to stop.
I have mentioned our voice of these games, that fellow that talks like this, Earl Mann. The voice of those features is Beth Harrington, a rather prominent Newfoundland family. Beth Harrington doing the features. Denise Harrington works for the National, and Tom Harrington is here with CBC Sports. They're from Newfoundland, and right now it is just coming up to midnight in Newfoundland. Gymnastics, a big story here tonight. Let's go directly to gymnastics. Here are Scott Russell and the lady we saw a few minutes ago, Alfie Schlegel.
The individual event finals, the final events on the final day of artistic gymnastics competition at these 15th Commonwealth Games. And what a chance for Canadian Stella Ume. She is the all-around champion, has the gold medal, has a chance at 4 more gold medals today. And she begins on a very strong event, the vault, the first of 2.
No one does that vault quite as well as Stella. Yurchenko with a full twist is valued out of a 9.8. Today, both vaults count. It's an average score. The difficulty in the event finals is they have to do a second different vault. The first one still is capable of sticking this vault. Scott, we saw her score a 9.725 in the all-around competition when she nailed the landing. But right here, one hop will be a slight deduction. She gets such tremendous height off the horse. Nice, clean, stretched out body line in the air. Really, the only deduction again was the landing.
And there is the first indication for Stella on this day, 9.650 on her first vault. As you mentioned, Alfie, this second vault will be averaged with that score to come up with a total out of a 9.7, as you see to the left of your screen, so not quite as difficult. She'll have to score well.
Yeah, it's down a tenth, and what you need to try to do is perform it as perfectly as possible because it's only out of a 9.7. This vault is a traditional Sukahara vault, the type of vault, actually the vault that Mary Lou Retton performed back in 1984. And she did it in a tucked position. It actually has a lower value than that. A little bit of a surprise for Stella.
That's her coach, Alex Bard, head coach of the Canadian team at these Commonwealth Games.
Sukahara style vault. Instead of round off onto the board, she enters immediately onto the horse, does a full twist. It was a little bit untidy in the air. She was supposed to keep her legs perfectly straight and her body completely straight.
Now, the bottom one being the average and the final score.
Look of relief right there on her face. Another look at this vault. Round off, full twisting, somersault. But she stands it up.
And here is the result, 9.462 for the second vault. Averages out to 9.556. Stella off to a good start. Surprise story in women's competition, Sonia Lawrence of Wales. 4 exercise specialist, but has shown great strength.
Wow. She has certainly impressed me at these Commonwealth Games. She does 2 totally different looking vaults. The first one is one that we haven't seen her perform in this competition. Sukahara in a stretched position with a half twist, and the value of this vault is a 9.7. She did all that she could do, including sticking the landing. There's the round off approach, throws a half twist, and she was right on.
9.537, the first result for Sonia Lawrence from Ildee in the Welsh Valleys. Now a strong second vault, high degree of difficulty, 9.8 Alfie. She could score well and put some pressure on Stella Ume.
Well, she chose to go with her weaker vault, the weaker of the 2, and now the start value goes up. And this is the vault that she has been very successful with in this competition. Handspring, front pike, a bit of a deep bend on the landing, and as we said, the value of this vault, a 9.8. 2 very strong efforts from Sonia Lawrence. Handspring approach in a pike position. She gets lots of height. You can see they're struggling on that landing. Very tough to do. So far, she's the only one that has shown 2 very different styles of vaults.
And she has scored very well, 9.550, 9.543, only slightly behind Stella Ume. Only one competitor now with a chance to unseat Stella Ume in this vault final. It just so happens it's another Canadian, Lisa Symes of Regina, Saskatchewan, qualified for this vault final with a 9.5.
Powerful looking vault. It's out of a 9.8, Scott. Needs a solid effort for a second vault. Now this one, as I said, out of a 9.8. Front handspring onto the horse with a front summy and a half twist. She's been very solid on this vault all week long.
Currently, Stella Ume is in first place with an average of 9.556 over 2 vaults. 9.575 on the first vault for Lisa Symes. So there's a little pressure. But there is another vault required, and the start value this time is lower, a 9.6.
9.6, but it could be possible. What you're looking at here is Lisa doesn't have a chance to practice this vault too often. At least I haven't seen her do it this week in practice. The simple vault. It all comes down to the landing. Sukahara stretch. Wow! She may just have done it.
Well, Lisa Symes, another example of the great depth in the Canadian team at these Commonwealth Games. She's nailed this final vault. And perhaps Canadians could be one too.
No problems at all with this one. Sukahara in a stretched position. Very sure of herself on that landing. 2 solid vaults for Lisa Symes.
9.437 is the second mark for Lisa Symes, and that's an average of 9.506. So Canada gets 2 medals. Symes is third.
The victory anthem of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, your place winners for women's vaulting.
And Stella Ume from Mississauga, Ontario will join me here in the studio along with Alfie Schlegel, hopefully within the hour. Stella, by the way, wants to be a broadcaster, so the crew thought maybe we'd get her to throw a few commercial cues when she joins us here tonight. Speaking of cues, that is my cue to go to...
On the uneven bars, and she qualified first to this event. 9.675 was her score in the team competition.
And actually, Scott, in the individual competition, she posted a high score of 9.7, which tells you just what she is capable of doing on this event and having an absolutely easy time with things. Just her dismount, double front. Nailed it in the warm-ups, as we both saw. We just both went, wow, what a routine. Took a step forward. It's a slight deduction. However, that can make the difference in today's event finals. And plus, she is up first, so she sets the standard for the rest of the field. There's that beautiful high Jaeger. Plenty of height, just a well-executed release skill. Get another look at the close-up of the hands. Timing has to be absolutely perfect. And her dismount, double front summy, a blind landing, 1, 2. She opens up a little bit too late.
Score for Rebecca Stoyle, 9.525.
Start value was a 9.8, 9.525. The result for Rebecca Stoyle, by far the lowest score we've seen for her on the uneven bars.
The 8th competitor is Stella Ume from Canada.
Stella Ume will have the final say on the final day on the uneven bars. She's already got 2 gold medals. The last woman with a chance to beat Rebecca Stoyle, who has already posted a 9.525. But Stella qualified first on the uneven bars, along with Stoyle, 9.675. And she has been, Elfie, quite awesome on this apparatus.
Very awesome. Quite stunning, actually. 2 release skills planned in this routine. The first one set right there. Kachev, beautifully done. She'll do that same move following her work to the low bar. Greatly improved on this event over the years. Quite impressed with her form. There's the second to Kachev.
And she's got the second one. Wow, what confidence on the part of Stella Ume.
Just the dismount, Scott. A double twist. It's given her some problems in the past. A slight off, she has to have done it. That was a great routine.
Big smile from Stella, big hand from the crowd. There's her mom, Patsy, her dad, Dave. That's her coach, Alex Bard. Tell you what, everybody's with Stella Ume today.
This is impressive. 3 days of competition. If anyone is feeling the stress to the body, it has to be this 19-year-old. First release skill, absolutely fantastic. There's the giant full work that she does on top of the bar. You can get a good look, a close-up of the hand changes. Her second release skill, you can see Alex Bard stepping in behind, just there for safety reasons. He doesn't touch her. And her dismount, a double twist. 1, 2, little bit of extra over rotation, takes a step to the side, but it doesn't matter. That was a fantastic, fantastic effort.
Score for Stella Ume.
9.55 is the score for Stella Ume. Another gold medal for the Commonwealth Games champion. Outstanding. Well, it is not the medal presentation that we might have expected for the women's uneven bars in these event finals.
Gentlemen,
We believed that Stella Ume of Canada had won with a score of 9.550. However, Rebecca Stoyle of Australia has prevailed. Her score 9.525, LP. So Stella Ume will get the silver medal, and that's because the original start value that was awarded, a 9.7, was apparently a mistake.
The 9.7 was the original start value to Stella's routine, so of course all the judges, they gave a score according to that start value. What's happened since is they dropped down the start value to a 9.6, so in effect they've dropped all the judges' scores down by 1/10.
Very gracious crowd, a very gracious Stella Ume. It's been a interesting time since the uneven bar routine. The judges have completely changed their scores based on the new start value of 9.6. The bronze medal goes to Sarah Thompson of New Zealand, hugged there by Stella Ume. And so Stella will not complete a gold medal sweep, but instead will have to settle for silver on the uneven bars.
Bug going around, and we need some crazy glue desperately, and so far Lisa's off to a good start. Big trick coming up right here, the same as her mount, front semi on the beam. A little bit of a balance check there.
Fighting to stay on, qualified well in team competition on the beam. 9.625 was her score then.
And remember, tremendous amount of pressure on Lisa to start the team on that final event. Completing another acrobatic skill, back handspring to a layout.
Lisa's performed extremely well at the Commonwealth Games. Was not expected to be here.
Three-quarters of the routine has been completed, just the dismount. A double back dismount. It should be an easy test for Lisa. There it is, 1, 2. Oh, hands down, this is crazy. Gave it away on the dismount now. I'm not quite sure how hard that fall was from that angle she touched. Whether they'll take a full 5/10 deduction remains to be seen. However, things started off well. Blind front summy. That was her mount. She moved into a second front summy on the beam. Here it is right here, a very popular move. Again, another slight balance check. Her acrobatic combination back handspring to a layout. That was solid. But her dismount gave it away right here. Should have been an easy one for Lisa. 2 summies, opens up a little too early. Wasn't a heavy touch, but nevertheless, it will be a deduction.
And there's the result, an 8.825 for Lisa Symes, which currently puts her in second place. But we would not expect that score to stand up. Now there are the taped and bandaged ankles of Canada's Stella Ume. The question now is, Elfie, will she have the mindset to recover from what is a tremendous disappointment on the uneven bar? She thought she had the gold medal. It was then taken away and awarded to Rebecca Swell of Australia.
It's very disconcerting for any athlete to think that you've won and then they take it away, but who's to say? Stella's been through this one many times before. She's far too experienced. I think right now she's focused on this routine. Oh, she saves it. Big break, though.
Twice we've seen her on the balance beam at the Commonwealth Games. Twice she's had no difficulty with that mount.
Her trademark line. Terrific tumbling. 4 in a row. Skill that will give her some bonus points. Back handspring to a quarter. She's added something new to this routine, has been successful with this skill throughout the games. Here's the trick, cartwheel back layout, and she's
Stella's off the beam.
She turned that ankle.
Show of support from the crowd. It's been a difficult day. Started out as a great day, winning a gold medal on the vault.
Well, at this point of the competition, they've all missed. The question is whether this routine, big crunch on the ankles there, whether this routine is the best of the falls, if you will.
And now very definitely favoring that ankle. There's her mom, Patsy Ume, in the audience, shaking her head.
Difficult mount, round off, layout, dealing with 4 inches of balance beam. You have to be totally aligned with the beam, shoulders and hips. Talk about tough. Look at this scale, 4 in a row. 2 layouts sandwiched between 2 back handsprings, but she nails that one, not a problem. Here's where it all fell apart. Cartwheel to a layout, didn't even get that right foot on.
For Stella Ume, 8.687.
8.687 is the result. And inconsolable Stella Ume right now.
Sally Wills from Australia.
Final competitor on the balance beam, Sally Wills, 14 years old. What a tremendous opportunity. The score she has to beat is an 8.987 to take the gold medal. And really, if she stays on the beam, she has a real shot at it.
Scott, that's all she needs to do. She just needs to stay on the balance beam. Big test on her front summy mount. She's off to a great start. Second front summy. Just a little balance check.
Sally replaced Joanna Hughes in the all-around competition. Fights to stay on.
That's what she needs to do from this point on. Fight for every single move.
Most likely never dreamed of being in this position. at the Commonwealth Games with a chance to win the gold medal.
Just a little bit cautious, a couple of wobbles, if you will, but so far she's managed to stay on the beam, which none of the other 7 competitors have done thus far. Aerial front walkover, a move that we don't see too often. Nearing the end of her routine, Scott, just the dismount as she gets set at the end of the beam. There's the warning bell.
14-year-old Sally Wills of Western Australia on the
Double back.
dismount.
I think that's your gold medalist. I'm sure it's your gold medalist.
That routine had its flaws, but today it may well be good enough to win.
What a relief. Glad to have that one done. Here's a shot of her front summy mount. Really gives you a good idea of what they're dealing with. Not a whole lot of room for error, especially on a blind move such as that.
Score for Sally Wills, 9 points.
Special moment for Sally Wills of Australia, 9.075 at 14 years old. She's the Commonwealth Games champion on the beam.
Athletes, please march off.
There are the final results in the women's beam. Sally Wills, 14 years old of Australia, takes the gold medal. Zita Lusak of England is next with the silver. And another Australian, Ruth Moniz, has the bronze medal performance. In the women's event finals, the final day of artistic gymnastics at the Commonwealth Games, Regina, Saskatchewan's Lisa Symes already has a bronze medal today and has been a credit to her team throughout the Commonwealth Games. Outstanding performance.
Great ending for her Commonwealth Games. Has to be very satisfied, Scott, with this floor routine. Opened up with a super difficult Arabian double front. Took a step out of bounds, which will knock 1/10 off her score. Same thing happened to Lisa in the team competition. In the individual competition, she actually fell short on this skill. Had no problems with it today, but the 1/10 right there will be deducted off her final score. Front through to front handspring. Full twist was her second tumbling pass. And the finale. Front handspring, full twist into a rebounder punch front.
Score for Lisa
Solid
Symes,
performance.
9.5.
17-year-old Lisa Symes of Canada, 9.55, so she betters her score from the team event and posts a solid result in this, the floor final.
Stella Boulay from Canada.
What is likely the final international appearance of Canada's Stella Ume, 19 years old, all-around gold medalist at these 15th Commonwealth Games. spectacular performer, now tries to draw some strength for this last floor routine. There's her sister Stacy on the left, her mom Patsy on the right. Always there, it seems, in support of Stella.
She finally did what she was supposed to do in her hurrah, her swan song. What a nice goodbye for Stella.
Don't know what the score is, but she has reignited this crowd at Memorial Arena. There's Alex Bard, her coach. Stella says goodbye, and on a great note.
You know what, Scott? It really doesn't matter anymore. She did what she needed to do. You have to feel good in your final international performance to complete a solid effort. That was her opening tumbling pass, a double layout. You saw the shots of her ankles early on. That body has taken a lot of beating. There's her sister, Stacy, on the left, her mom, Patsy, on the right.
They're with her every step, every tumble.
Stacy is incidentally the choreographer for this new routine, and there's the final tumbling pass, full twisting punch full to a punch front. Not as clean as it could be, but you saw the smile on the face. She was happy she stood on her feet.
Score for Stella Bouffe, 9.
And the result is a 9.375 for Stella. And that does not please the crowd in any way. She's in second place behind her teammate Lisa Symes.
Annika Reeder from England.
Well, here is a dynamo from England, 14-year-old Annika Reeder. Outstanding result in team competition. That was a couple of days ago when England took the team gold medal. Annika 9.725 to lead the way in terms of qualifying for this event final. And this is an outstanding routine.
heat in her only event finals of the day, and she delivers. Comes up with a very strong floor exercise, a dynamo, like you said at the start, Scott.
There's her coach, Vincent Waldock of England. And another look at this routine that, Alfie, I've said it before, but it reminds me of something that Shannon Miller, the world champion, might turn in.
Similar style music. Her choreography was strong, as well as her tumbling. That was her first tumbling run, a full twisting double back in a tucked position. Great strength throughout the entire routine from start to end, 1.5 twister.
Annika Reeder of England has found out that the score is a 9.750, clearly into the lead, well ahead of Lisa Symes of Canada. Final results of the final event, Annika Reeder of England with a 9.75 to take the gold medal in the floor exercise. Jackie Brady, her teammate and captain, follows up with the silver, and Lisa Symes of Canada comes through with another bronze medal performance.
Ontario double gold medalist Stella Ume, a couple of silver medals. I'm a little puzzled now. Pagandam may continue. You're talking retirement after the Olympics. Elfie Schlegel is here. We'll talk with Elfie in just a minute, but you've had 1 Olympics, 2 Commonwealth Games, 3 World Championships. Why retirement?
Because gymnastics is such a horrendous sport that it takes such a toll on your body that at the age of 19 I'm old. So I decided not to run myself through the ground by retiring it.
Are we expecting too much of 14-year-old girls if you're washed up at 19 and if it's that tough on your body?
No, you don't expect a lot, but it's because that we start at such a young age in gymnastics that it just, you can't do anything about it.
All right. Elfie Schlegel, I know, was a hero of yours. I don't want to make the Elfmeister feel old. Let's roll some videotape from earlier tonight. Elfie won the first ever gold medal. It was just earlier tonight. There it is. Was that yesterday?
That was the individual all-around
Excuse me,
championship
it was
with Stella
yesterday.
won. Yeah, that was a special moment, isn't it? This kid's put me through a lot of stress over the years.
Elfie won the gold in Edmonton in '78. Elfie, I know you want to talk to us.
I've had a lot of fun covering Stella over the years, but really, how special was it, Stella, being up on that podium? I noticed you a little bit more emotional than you have been in the past. What was going through your mind?
The only thing that was going through my mind was that this was my last competition and I was here at home and I did it in front of everybody who's given me so much for the past 13 years and it was amazing.
And today you had a chance for another 4 gold medals. You came away with 1, perhaps on an event that you didn't expect, the vault. Tell me about today's competition.
On today's competition, I wanted to go out there and just do exactly what I've been doing all weekend, so I didn't want to do anything more or less. I had a few technical errors on beam and floor, which held me back a little bit, but I'm still pleased with what I did.
Any thoughts after you finished your final exercise on the floor routine? Big smile, happy to get through that one. What were you thinking after that final performance?
After my floor routine, I was thinking, oh my goodness, I finally made my last pass. And the only thought I had was, I'm done.
What about the high bar? Great job as silver, though, but a tremendous event.
Bars, because I injured my ankle in '92, the only thing I could do was bars, so I just went out there and I did my bar routine like I've always done it.
All right, the Ume family is here. Her father, David. Come on in, folks. Her mother, Patsy. Her sister, Anastasia. Alex Bard. Her coach, come on in. Everybody get around here. Now, I understand when your daughter goes to UCLA, you're not Mike, but maybe you can speak into my microphone. Is she going to study what, broadcasting?
Broadcasting and communications.
All right, we're going to put her to work in just a minute. Chris Elias, Joan Mead, let's fire up that schedule for tomorrow. I'll tell everyone what we're going to see. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Ron McLean, your host. Angela Chalmers in the women's 3,000 meters. How about that men's 100 final? Bruni Surin is through. Linford Christie, Frankie Fredericks in the heptathlon, of course, the athlete we have from London, Ontario, who's done so very well, Catherine Bond Mills. Mike Smith in the decathlon. We will profile Angela Chalmers. And in swimming, it's the women's 200-meter individual medley. All right, as we wrap it up here tonight, we have the Ume family with us. Mrs. Ume, if you can speak into Alfie's mic for just a minute, can you tell us what this means to the family, what you all felt out there as you sat in that arena last night and tonight?
Last night was very emotional for us after 14 years, and with Stella winning the gold medal, it was the only way of saying thank you to all our fans and to everybody. It was wonderful.
How about the family sacrifice, Mr. Ume, that you've gone through over the years?
Well, we have made a lot of sacrifice, but it was worth it. Having seen her go, provide Canada with such exciting gymnastics, and then also making us feel happy, and then finding a place to do his future career in UCLA. I couldn't be any happier than I am.
All right, Alex, congratulations to you, the coach, Anastasia. Now, future broadcast student at UCLA, Michael Lewis is our floor director here. He's giving you the signs. This will mean when he crosses his finger 15 seconds, and he's going to count down to zeros. So we're now at 15. Stella Ume, gold medalist, say goodnight from Victoria.
On behalf of the crew of the CBC, here with my family and my medals, I wish you a very, very good night, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow.
Hey, Alfie, we better look for work. I think this was excellent. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Begin today with news of a great day for Canadian gymnastics at the Commonwealth Games in Victoria, and not just one great performance either, but tons of them. And let's show them to you, beginning first of all with Alain Nolé's performance in the high bar. Just an excellent routine. He got just over 9.50. That was good enough to win a gold medal. Nolé also picked up a bronze in the floor exercise. Great day for Nolé's teammate as well, Chris Burley of Truro, Nova Scotia. He won 3 silver medals in the day, one in the floor exercise, one in the vault, and one in the parallel bars for this routine right here. Burley with 3 silvers on the day. Third member of the team for Canada had a great day as well. This is the men's team. Richard Akita won 3 medals. Akita had a bronze in the pommel horse, a bronze in the rings, and turned in a fine performance in the high bar. 9.50. Akita grabs the silver medal, so he wins 3 in total as well. Also a good day for probably the best-known Canadian gymnast, Stella Ume. She won a pair of medals, taking gold and a silver. She won the gold in the vault. Here is Stella Ume's vault. This is the gold medal performance for Ume and Canada. One of a number of outstanding performances by Canada at the Commonwealth Games in gymnastics. Let's wrap it all up for you. In total, here we go. Gold and a silver in the horizontal bar. Nolé with the gold. Akita with the silver. Floor exercise. The silver medal goes to Chris Burley. Alain Nolé takes the bronze medal. On the pommel horse, Richard Akita grabs the bronze medal. In the rings, it was Akita as well with the bronze medal. Men's vault, Burley takes the silver. Parallel bars, Burley takes the silver. And as we told you, women's vault, Stella Ume grabs the gold medal. Lisa Symes grabs the bronze medal. In the uneven bars, it was Stella Ume with the silver. And on the floor exercise, it was Lisa Symes with the bronze medal. All in all, a great day for Canadians. Let's get more from our David Pratt in Victoria.
On day 4 of competition here at the Commonwealth Games, the Canadian gymnastic team quite literally outdid itself. In all, the team collected 12 medals, 2 of which are gold.
I had to defend my title from 1990, and it's really sweet to be able to do that.
When they played the national anthem, that's got to be extra special.
Yeah, it was a little emotional. I don't usually get emotional at medal ceremonies and stuff like that, but it's just disappointing, and then to finish off on a high note like that was really exciting.
I'm very happy about it. I came into the competition today hoping for 1 medal on floor exercise, which is my best event, and came out with 3, and I'm really surprised, so I'm happy about it.
I'm really happy. My goal was, to medal on pommel horse and on high bar, and rings. It was just surprising. It's went up there and did my routine, and I got a medal for it, so it's like a big bonus for me.
I'm very happy with my performances. I got 2 bronze medals, and I guess I wasn't really even looking for medals. I was looking for team and hopefully to make it into the individual all-around finals and maybe 1 event finals, and it turned out I got 2 out of 3, so I'm very happy.
The Canadian team can only hope that the success of the gymnasts is matched in other events such as track and field and boxing as we prepare to go into the second half of the 1994 Commonwealth Games. David Pratt, TSN, Victoria.
And there is another place the Canadians have
Parfait. Eh bien, on a bonne impatience de vous en parler. Ils sont ici, c'était la dernière journée de la gymnastique artistique chez les femmes.
Ben oui, on a eu le programme masculin un petit peu plus tôt, et là, oui, chez les femmes, une compétition, je dirais, un peu décevante peut-être. Bon, en fait, les femmes étaient très fatiguées, on l'a remarqué, on se l'est dit un peu entre nous au cours de la journée. C'était la 3e épreuve en 3 jours, et bon, c'était peut-être un petit peu trop. Mais quand même, on a eu des bons moments et on peut aller voir immédiatement d'abord Stella Yume. C'est dans la première rotation, elle est au saut de cheval. On va voir d'abord son premier saut, Nicole.
Alors, Stella fait une exécution d'un saut qui a une valeur de départ de 9,8. C'est une rondade, saut de main arrière avec un salto arrière tendu, vrille complète. Alors, observez l'élévation à la repoussée du cheval. Alors, observez vrille complète, le salto arrière tendu. Une excellente exécution. Elle est vraiment très satisfaite. N'oubliez pas qu'au concours 3, puisqu'aujourd'hui c'est une finale aux engins, elle doit absolument exécuter un autre saut d'une catégorie différente. Alors, rondade, saut de main arrière repoussé, salto arrière tendu et vrille complète. On voit un peu d'écrasement des jambes, mais c'est une très belle performance. Elle aura une note excellente.
De 9,556, on le verra. Il faut souligner que ce saut que vous voyez, bien c'est